profound journey of control and consequence. In the architecture of human weakness, there exists a silent predator, a force more destructive than any external enemy, a battle fought in the shadows of consciousness, where the battlefield is the mind, and the weapon is desire for masturbation. Some battles leave physical scars, but the most dangerous wars, they leave no visible wounds. They consume you from within. The descent into invisible chains of masturbation. The story of Kwame and the promising beginning. Kwame was not just another young man. He was potential incarnate. At 22, he was a beacon of promise. Top of his class in engineering. Athletic. Charismatic. The kind of person everyone believed would change the world. It started innocently. A momentary escape. A brief surrender to temptation. No one warns you about how quickly masturbation becomes always. How a single moment of weakness can become a labyrinth from which escape seems impossible. Kwame didn't notice the change immediately. Addiction is a master of disguise. His focus began to blur. Motivation became a distant memory. Dreams that once burned bright now flickered like dying candles. Slowly, methodically, his world began to shrink. Social connections frayed. Opportunities vanished. Not with a dramatic collapse, but with a silent, almost imperceptible erosion. The mind is a battlefield, and Kwame was losing ground with each passing moment. Whispers of doubt growing increasingly loud. "You're weak," the inner voice would taunt. "You'll never be more than this." From the outside he seemed fine, but internally a war raged. A war against himself. Marcus, a 65-year-old former military strategist, a man who had seen battles both external and internal. "Your greatest enemy," Marcus would say, "is not what happens to you. It's what you allow to happen within you." Marcus saw through Kwame's facade, saw the chains of addiction, the surrendered potential. "You are not fighting a habit," Marcus explained. "You are fighting for your very soul." Personal transformation is not a destination. It's a relentless journey through the most complex landscape known to humanity, the human soul. Transformation begins where comfort ends. For Kwame, it meant dismantling every psychological defense mechanism he had constructed. Imagine a fortress. Years of masturbation habits, fears, and compromises built brick by brick. Transformation is not about gentle renovation. It's about strategic demolition. One accountability is not a concept. It's a living, breathing practice. Kwame's first breakthrough came when he started a daily ritual of absolute honesty. Not with others, with himself. Every morning, detailed journal of weaknesses, mapping of trigger points, brutally honest self-assessment. 2. The neurological reprogramming. The brain is not a fixed entity. It's a malleable landscape waiting to be redesigned. Kwame implemented what I call the 30-day neural reset. Meditation. 60 minutes daily. Physical discipline. Structured workout regimen. Cognitive challenges. Learning new skills. Complete digital detox. 3. The ecosystem of transformation. Environment is not a background. It's a living organism that either nurtures or destroys potential. Kwame reconstructed his entire ecosystem, eliminated toxic relationships, created a sanctuary of growth, surrounded himself with mentors, not friends, designed a living space that reflected his emerging identity, understanding the enemy within. Addiction is not about the act. It's about the void, the emptiness seeking to be filled. Kwame discovered that every moment of weakness was a conversation with an unhealed part of himself, a part screaming for attention, for healing, for transformation. Discipline is not punishment. It's a form of self-love so intense it becomes revolutionary. Daily non-negotiables for Kwame. 4 a.m. wake up, cold showers, intense physical training, skill acquisition, meditation, zero compromise policy. True strength is not about suppression. It's about understanding, about vulnerability transformed into power. Kwame learned that masculinity is not about never falling. It's about how you rise, how you rebuild, how you transform weakness into wisdom. Spiritual dimension, beyond habit, towards purpose. Every addiction is a misguided search for meaning. Every destructive pattern is an unconscious cry for purpose. Kwame's ultimate breakthrough came when he shifted from fighting a habit to pursuing a mission, from avoiding destruction to creating something meaningful. Your hands can be chains or keys. Your mind can be a prison or a portal. Transformation is not a destination. It's a continuous revolution. Every man will face a crossroads, a moment where the weight of his choices, his habits, his fears, all press against him like an unmovable force. Some will surrender, others will transform. But transformation is not an accident. It is not a flicker of hope. It is a calculated journey, a war waged against self-doubt, against stagnation, against the ghosts of the past. And it begins here. Personal transformation. Personal transformation is both destruction and rebirth. It demands the shattering of old identities, the burial of outdated beliefs, and the forging of an unbreakable core. A comprehensive transformation workshop must do more than inspire. It must reconstruct. It must strip a man down to his raw, unfiltered self and ask, who are you when all distractions are gone? Mentorship. No man ascends alone. Self-mastery is a mountain too steep for one set of hands. This is why mentorship is the backbone of radical transformation. A program designed for men struggling with self-discipline must offer more than guidance. It must offer challenge. Real mentors do not comfort. They sharpen. They break illusions. They hold a mirror up to weakness and demand strength in return. To build such a mentorship network is to create an unshakable brotherhood, one forged through fire and accountability. Reconstruction, the body, the mind, the spirit. A man is not his mind alone. He is the sum of his discipline, his resilience, his physical strength, and his psychological endurance. True transformation is holistic. It must attack weakness from every angle. A body unchallenged will wither. A mind unstretched will decay. A spirit untested will fade. A successful program must demand full commitment. Physical reconstruction. Strength training, endurance, pushing the body beyond perceived limits. Mental reprogramming. Destroying negative thought patterns, building an unshakable mindset. Spiritual fortitude. Not religion but connection. To oneself. To purpose. To an unrelenting will. This is not improvement. This is rebirth. Building the network. Building the network. No man rises in isolation. A support network is not just encouragement. It is structure. It is reinforcement. It is the collective power of many driving one another forward. To establish such a network is to remove all escape routes, to create an environment where regression is impossible. A culture of radical accountability must be woven into its fabric. Every man who joins must be prepared to hold and be held, to challenge and be challenged. Growth is violent, but in the fires of struggle, a new man is born. Transformation is not a concept. It is not an idea. It is a war. A relentless, unforgiving, yet deeply necessary war. The question is not if you will change, the question is how far you are willing to go. Will you take the first step? Or will you remain chained to the man you no longer wish to be? The hands that betray can also rebuild, but only if you take back control. The choice is yours. If this story resonated with you, if you believe in the power of transformation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join us in this journey of self-mastery and growth. Your path to change starts here.